Every time I'm on stage, there is a ministration. We are trying to minister. I'm trying to make sure that I touch a life every single Friday from the time I was informed to the time I finished Presec Legon. This man took me to an all night every single Friday, and we prayed from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. every single Friday.
There is something about a phone call. No cameras, no studio, just two people, a connection, and whatever truth sits between them. I am Donald, and this is On The Line. Today, I called AratheJay, the boy from Sekondi Takoradi who also spent a part of his life in Kenya. He also prayed every Friday from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. whilst in secondary school. Yes, he also had a personality behind the mask and let the music do the talking. He wrote his first major hit song, Jesus Christ, from the lower point of his life and watched it land on Apple Music's Best of 2024. Yes, he also built a personality behind the mask and let the music do the talking. His debut album, Odyssey, is out. With over 10 million streams on Spotify, I wanted to know the person behind it all. Let's see where this call takes us. Hello, Ara. Good to have you on the line, man. Charlie, how are you doing?
I'm good, my G. How you doing?
Yeah, Charlie, I'm doing good. It's been a long day for me. I've been actually doing a lot of things. How about you? What have you been up to?
I have a show in a bit, so I've been trying to relax my vocals. Yeah, I've been on some hot water and that, and I've been trying to check my laundry. I'm just trying to get ready for the show.
Oh, that's actually very cool. It's actually good to speak to you before you head on stage and do your usual fireworks. And look, I want to start somewhere, right? First of all, like I've seen you're a Sekondi boy, a Sekondi Abranti.
Yeah.
Yeah,
real. I was born there.
Okay, so
in Sekondi. Okay.
Right. Yeah. Have you spent any part of your life like in Sekondi for quite a long time? Have you spent?
I think from the time I was a child, I left Sekondi at quite early age. So going back to Sekondi, I think my aunties, I have family in Sekondi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So anytime we go there, there's a family thing. Yeah. I've not really had time to spend on my own in Sekondi. Yeah, but I've been there a couple of times since I left.
Oh, that's cool. That's very cool. Yeah. So I have a little bit of an report that you spent a part of your life in Kenya. How was it?
It was blessed by God's grace. I think I had to follow Daddy. My dad's privilege of being a teacher. He teaches the Word of God and he lectures too. Yeah,
oh, that's nice.
He was posted to Kenya. So yeah, that's how I ended up there. And we ended up schooling. Yeah. Ended up, making some association and that. Ended up learning Swahili and that. Yeah.
Okay. How long did you live in Kenya? I'm curious.
I stayed like 7 years.
Oh, that's nice. So you know how to speak their language?
Definitely, yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Kabisa.
That's their language, yeah?
Yeah, Kabisa means completely.
Oh, so how do you say AratheJay is the goat? How do you say that in the language?
Oh, well, I'm not good.
No, like the greatest of all time. That's what I mean.
Yeah, I feel you. Like probably if you say AratheJay Mkubwa, like he's a big man or something like that.
Ah, that's cool. And is there any part of their culture that influenced you making music?
Kenya, definitely. I think So I think we've all had this childhood thing of trying to memorize songs and that. Yeah, so I think in Kenya, I had the privilege of Kenya love Caribbean music. Yeah, so I had the privilege of vibing to some Vibes Cartel, Popcorn and all that, and learning those lyrics and, trying to behave like I am Popcorn or, all that kind of thing. Yeah, I think Kenya introduced me to that part of it, that part of the music.
Yeah.
But in Kenya, I wasn't recording music though. I was just listening to it.
So a boy from Ghana, raised in Kenya, vibing to the Caribbean music and Eastern African soul, that cultural stew is exactly what you hear in his sound. But guess what? Kenya was just a starting point for him. It was him just listening. Ghana is where the making began.
So did their culture influence you somehow in doing what you're currently doing now, like the Afro pop and everything? Did you actually was there a point in your life when you came to Ghana that you realized, oh, okay, maybe I could like join a piece or two of the Kenyan life I've lived and blend it with what I currently do now in Ghana?
For me, I believe first of all, it gave me that cultural understanding. Initially it's gonna be a culture shock, but then
Yes.
the end result of it is gonna be you appreciate other cultures. Yeah, and you understand that you are living in a global world. You are not just living in some part of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it introduced my perspective of thoughts to that. It made me understand that I'm not just a Ghanaian living in Ghana. I mean, I could also live in Kenya or live anywhere. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I could be around people who don't understand my language, and I would have to adapt to it. I have to find a way. Yeah,
True.
and musically, I was introduced to sounds from Southie Soul.
Oh, okay.
People like Southie Soul.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
listen to
I love
Southie Soul
Southie
too.
Soul so much.
Yeah.
And I mean, by God's grace, I have one of them on my tape. But we'll talk about that later.
Oh,
But I mean,
that's
it's all
great.
blessed. Growing up listening to these people, they they inspired me. Songs like Lazizi, songs like Soma Kijana, songs like Isabella. I mean, yeah.
Now I truly understand where your inspiration comes from, because Charlie, the kind of music you do, bro. I now get where your inspiration is coming from, because it's really in depth with those kind of Kenyan bands, and I listen to them a lot. So I was actually trying to find out how your style like is actually so different. And listening to what you've actually told me now, I get it. I really, really, really do. So at what point?
My perspective of music, honestly, is that I do music, I mean,
Yeah.
I started appreciating what Kenya brought into the music perspective. I want to understand music like a global thing. I'm a Ghanaian citizen who does music to the world. So I'm not trying to lead on a genre. Yeah, I'm trying to do music. So when it's high life, we go high life. When it's amapiano, hip hop, yeah. So that's it.
That's very nice. So you mentioned when you were in Kenya, like you actually used to listen to music, but at what defining point did you decide that, okay, now I have to make this, I have to bake this from scratch and make sure Ghanaians enjoy what I do?
I mean, I met people like Tulenke in high school, people like Gambo, who made me understand that. Yeah, who made me understand that it's not just about you like music. You can also go to the studio and record.
Yeah.
So I think my initial recordings were inspired by people like them because I met them in school. And then I went forward to meet people like B4 listen to people like Pure Akan, who made me understand that I need to be authentic with the kind of music I'm doing.
Yes.
I need to understand that, as I said before, I'm a Ghanaian citizen who is also a global citizen doing music for the world. So I need to make sure that I am very true to myself, my core, and also making sure I'm representing us in the world. Yeah, so I think the defining point after meeting people like B4 Pure Akan, 2019.
Yes.
2019. Yeah, I think it was somewhere around 2019 where I spoke to mom. I think we had this meeting myself and my managers. Yeah, and they were like, and we're like, no, we need to up this a notch.
Yeah.
I think so. From there, we had Sankofa, and by God's grace, the remix became promised, and by God's grace, we are here.
Oh, that's very great. You mentioned Tulenke. I used to listen to Tulenke when I was in high school. That time he was called Optimist. That guy.
Optimist. Exactly.
Now I get it why your circle. Those people then be tight. Wow, you people, you're very actually good.
Authenticity. That word kept coming up. Being true to the core, representing Ghana to the world. That philosophy is baked into everything he does, including his formal mask.
I want to know, out of curiosity, you see, when you came into the industry and you brought up the fire, like everybody started vibing to your music, starting from Sankofa, and Jesus Christ eventually came in. Banger, absolute banger. Everybody loved it. But you had the masked look.
Yeah.
Yes. And I actually loved that look until you took it off and I knew, nah, the
Mhm.
face behind this actually, Charlie, your man go take all the girls for Ghana here.
Oh,
Yeah, when you took
no,
off
not
that
really.
mask and I saw your face, I knew that nah, this personality go cause trouble for Ghana here. But why? What was the inspiration behind you taking the mask off? Why did you finally decide you're going to reveal your identity for everybody to see you?
Yeah, so it wasn't even like a revelation of identity because the people who knew me under the mask. Yeah, so
Mm,
the mask was my way of telling the world that, and it is still my way because I still wear the mask when I
yeah.
choose to wear the mask. The defining point of taking off the mask was the Odyssey, and
Okay.
the reason is where we are getting to. So the reason why I put on the mask in the first place is for the world to understand the music is so much about what I have to say and not how I
Mm,
look.
yes.
Music is never about how I look because
Mm,
there's a spirit behind the message. There is a spirit behind the message. That spirit is not an image. And it's not how I look. You understand?
right. Oh, okay.
Exactly. And I kept saying that every single time, and I'll keep saying that. But
Yeah.
when the Odyssey was about to be birthed, I came to the realization, as I also keep saying, that as an artist, you give out the art.
Mm,
You determine the strokes of the pen on the white paper. Yeah, no one is coming to tell you do this and that. Yeah, and I think one of the ways was for taking off the mask, let you see the person behind the mask. Yeah, this
mm,
is me. It's not like we are hiding. We are not trying to hide an image.
mm,
I'm just trying to let you know it's about the message, but we can
yes.
also take it off. You know.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
and yeah, with the Odyssey, and I needed the world to also have a feel of who AratheJay is. And the Odyssey was a full journey. I was yearning to take the audience through this journey of my life from the time I believe God told me to do this music, to the hardships I've faced, to my people in prison, to all I said a lot on the Odyssey. Yeah, so
Yes.
that was the defining point for me.
Oh, okay. I now get it. I understand it now. But does it change anything for you? Like when you used to put it on, did it like kind of unlock something like in a performance? Whenever you're performing in the mask, how do you usually feel when you have that on?
I don't know. Maybe I need to pay attention to that. I mean, it feels the same every time. I mean,
Mm,
I'm not performing, first of all. Every time I'm on stage, there is a ministration. We are trying to minister. I'm trying to make sure that I touch a life. Every time you see me with a mic on stage, you should know that I have prayed backstage that I hope when someone hears my voice, if they are going through whatever predicaments, even if they might not have been able to walk some time ago, they should be able to walk. This is the
yeah.
kind of prayers we offer to God. I offer to God personally before I
Mm,
hold a mic. Yeah, so when we are on stage, that is not performance. It is pure ministration. Yeah, and I
that's
feel like it's the same thing when we take off the mask or we put it on.
Ara seems to involve God in everything he does, and he never goes a sentence without mentioning what God has done for him or how God plays a major role in his life. Every time he picks the mic, he has already prayed backstage. He's asking God to move through the music. That kind of intentionality is very rare, and it explains everything about what Jesus Christ became.
I love that you mentioned it's all about God and pure ministration because I was coming to the point of your faith as a foundation because your music actually has weight to it. Like it really carries something. It looks like you're talking deeply about something that you want to make people aware of, and that is what you've mentioned to me about people, realizing that it's more of administration and everything about God. And what is your own faith story? Because I want to understand that. Where does all this high belief come from?
Uh, I mean, we can't go into so much details, but I mean,
Mm,
we can touch some places of people like Reverend of Prayer from
mm,
high school, Presec, who used to
okay.
take me to all night every Friday, every single Friday from the time I was in Form 2 to the time I finished Presec Legon. This man took me to an all night every single Friday, and we prayed from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. every single Friday. And
Wow.
any person in Presec who knows Reverend Dumpre knows me, can attest to what I'm telling you. Yeah, and this man made sure that from 9 to 5 a.m. at the all night, you are not chatting, you are praying to God. And can you imagine those times? And then another catching you understand me? But then guess what? It is these kind of moments that build people like us to understand that you actually need time with God.
Yes.
You are not, because if you really believe you come from Him, then you need time with yourself. Yeah, and imagine we can sit at home and we are not doing anything. So why not we sit in the presence of God? If we don't have anything to say, let's just sit there and say, okay, thank you, God.
Yes.
Thank you. And this man built us, people like him, people like Apostle and Hamilton's father.
Yeah.
So for people don't know, I attend the Church of Pentecost, and I'm proud to say that because I believe in every single thing that they believe in about God. Yeah, and people like him, they have been apostles in the Church of Pentecost. And when you sit down under their administrations, I don't know, you cannot still remain the kind of person that you are. It is either you are going to get worse or you are going to get better. Yeah, and this man, he really helped us or helped me in particular. And people like my dad, my mom, who never gave up on me, even though they probably sometimes thought that I was not going the right way because I chose the music part. And they still kept praying for me. They still kept wishing all the best for me every single dawn. Yeah, no matter where they are, whether they are with me or not with me, they make sure they be calling me, praying with me. Yeah, people like them have really, really, really helped me. Yeah,
I'm really sure they are very proud of where you've gotten to now and your journey in the music. Because Charlie, you are doing great stuff, and you had to give them a reason to believe that you can do this, and you are currently on that reason, and I'm happy for you on that. Do you actually listen to? Do you have favorite gospel artists? Since you're mentioning about faith and everything, you seem to listen to Elder Miracle a lot. Do you?
Definitely. I've always been yearning I'm yearning to do a song with him one day, and I pray it comes to pass.
Oh yes, obviously it would work out. Ube detail, I know the you actually have that good time with him.
Friday nights from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. in prayer whilst in secondary school. That is the foundation under everything. So when he says every performance is a ministration, you understand where that comes from. Now let's get into the song that puts all of this on display.
So coming to Jesus Christ, your song, before we talk about the Odyssey album itself, did you actually write that song on a day where you were yearning for something from God? Because it seems like a cry out to me personally.
I mean, I tell people that we give up every day, we give up every day, but we also kickstart with faith every day. So I think that's one of the days I had completely given up because I didn't know where I'm going, what I'm gonna do next. Yeah, because of a lot of reasons, which I mean, we cannot go into so much of them, but things like people expect things from you, like from family and that. You feel me?
Yeah.
People expect things from you, fans, and that you also have your personal goals and ideals that you might want to achieve. Yeah, so I think that was one of the days all these things had crammed up on me, and I didn't have anywhere to turn to. Yeah, and I found myself in a studio. And I found myself praying. I found myself listening to something that Dre had sent to me, an instrumental. And the rest, we have Jesus Christ by God's grace.
Oh, that's good. But I
wrote that song. I wrote that song at the point I hadn't gone home, like in weeks. I couldn't go home because if I go home, I could go do something.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I get you perfectly. Yeah. Charlie, we already go through them sometimes.
Yeah, if you go do something. So right now, unless you stay out.
That's good. And now look at where that song has actually gotten you to. TGMA nominations, Apple Music's Best of 2024. When you heard that, how did you feel?
for me, like I believe so much that everything God has said is true.
Yeah.
God, everything He has said is true. One of the things He has said is that when you lift up His name, He is going to draw people onto Himself. And imagine having a song with His name on it. Yeah. I'm never surprised at the kind of things that song does every single time it's played, because I believe there's power in the name.
Yeah.
And I believe in that. It is by that power that I live, So I believe so much in that. Yeah, and that's the best example of the powers of God. One small example. Just look at the song. Look at the effect and look at how it's gonna outlive this moment. Yeah, because we are not talking. We don't do selfish, ambitious things. Yeah, we make sure that everything is for the positive, is for the betterment of somebody else.
That's very great. That's very great. Now I do understand your fashion statement with you bearing the cross all over your how do you call it, your dressing and everything. Like I've come to realize you actually project God's image in how you dress, because then low-key I did a back there for Alliance Francaise way, then I did watch you as you say now actually your fashion statements actually depicts what you are trying to preach out. And the cross, you had the cross on your jeans, you had the cross on your belt. I think up to now you still do. Yeah. Then I watched
I have the cross in my head.
Yes, I was watching all these things, and I got to understand where you are driving from and where your direction is heading towards.
Isn't it interesting to know? Apple Music's Best of 2024, born from a man who couldn't go home due to certain circumstances, with the fear of things happening. That is the origin story of the Odyssey, and it colors every single track on it. The Odyssey album seemed to have a very interesting set of collaborations. So I was curious about how he did all these collaborations and why he featured these artists. So I asked him.
So now let's go on to Odyssey, Charlie. The Odyssey album, man. Wonders. Cause bro, over 10 million streams on Spotify, if I'm right. Yes. And see, as I listen to the song, my favorite is say, dear, say. I don't really know how to sing it, but this year is forever. Yeah, I like that song.
Put them on God.
Yes, put them on God. I like it so much. And considering the features you did on that album, how did you decide? How did you decide? Okay, let me call on Stonebwoy. Let me call on Bella Schmeder. Let me call on Coco Smoke. Let's see the fireworks we can do on this. Like, what was the thought process behind this particular album?
I believe every single feature on there was God. It was like. It's gonna sound some way every single time because I'm gonna keep mentioning God. But
Charlie, that is your representation of the faith. Be loud about it.
It's not even a representation, but like that's a fact of it. Because I can't even explain it better in any other way.
Yeah.
I met Bella at the study camp. We recorded a song, and at the end of the day, he ended up giving me the song to release. Mind you, this is somebody I have been listening to his music since I've been in Presec.
Yes.
So, and this person went to a studio and we have give me the song to release. These kind of things are, I woke up one day, I hear Kate on sound. Yo, big loud to Black Sheriff every single time he wakes up.
Blacko.
No. Yeah, that's my bro. And that for doing things like this from their heart, like like AratheJay be my guy, I be know I'm since I be kiddie or my classmates, but no. Yeah. But I believe as we always say is the heart in the person and also the spirit behind the message. Yeah, and I bless God for people like him. Bless God for people like Stonebwoy. I hit my leg. I went to perform still with my leg hurt, and I think he saw it online. And lo and behold, in the evening, he was in my house alone.
Wow.
He himself come see me. And he put me on a show in London, flew me there. Pumi and Marriott Hotel and all that. I mean,
Our boy, they do a lot of things where people don't know, but because he is not really loud in it out. I mean, but yeah, shout out to our boy for doing all this.
Yeah, and people like Smoke. He want to make a listen something. Me too. Before I go there and mix, I love Smoke that. Songs like Young Boy. The songs, if I sit somewhere listening, I'm kakra. I get when I on the day to give up. When I listen, I'm at the get tomorrow. You understand?
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, and being in the studio with him, he telling me to listen to his song, do something, having the privilege to play something for him. I mean, I love him so much, and I see that as a big privilege. And him doing, I sent him a couple of, so him, first of all, for tell you say because.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, and I mean, people like Beast Rap, anytime I did, I say, that be my.
Yeah. I know catch you on that. I know catch you on that bit though, because then the line they break.
Oh, so can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. What were you saying?
Then I talk about Beast Rap or Kenneth.
Yes.
Yeah, then they talk say big love to them too on them side. Anytime I did come and say with them people, then they are for me. Skype, Beast Rap, I mean my family that.
Yeah, real G's.
Yeah,
them they move hard for
all the collaborations were all God orchestrated. Yeah,
that's great. So let me put you on the spot. Amongst all the songs on Odyssey, which one is your favorite? Which one you the vibe to? Wow, let me put you on the spot. you go talk say all of them. You go talk say all of.
Oh yeah, but I think most of the mornings I'll be playing Zion, Cover Me, Fire. Yeah, most of the mornings I'm on Fire, and in the afternoon we are going Ground Zero, Put them on God.
Yeah.
Film.
But your collab with Bella Shmeda, how did it happen?
As I was saying, it was the Sunny thing, the Sunny camp. And I got to be there through the Orchard. The Orchard distributed my last tape.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they got me at the camp. I was there with Money Manifest, Thames, Bella, Jack, and so many great artists, Ladipo, and we made so many amazing songs like C'est La Vie and Fire, Yeah, big love to people like them.
Oh, that's very, very cool, man. I really like.
And Bella is actually so much a loving person. I was in Nigeria to promote Fire. Bella took me to Obi's house, took me to Burna Boy, took me to one of the president's hotel just to go have a dinner. I mean, this be human being, And he don't know me from anywhere. Yeah, big love to people like them.
Yeah, for real. The love them show you the massive why, and we are really thankful to them for everything they've done. But one last thing, and it's the big one. I want to know, chasing the global reach right now. Currently, where do you think you stand on that? Trying to take your music outside of Ghana to Europe and all the other places, because you had a European tour, if I'm right.
Yeah.
Yes, and before we get to expanding your reach from Ghana to the Europe, let me first ask you, how did that tour go for you?
I loved it so much. I was just very disappointed. The logistics-wise, some things couldn't happen, so we couldn't do Amsterdam. But London and Hamburg, by the grace of God, was super amazing. It made me understand that music is global. I mean, I've been saying it every time that the perception of music should be you're an artist from your country, but then you are doing it for the world, not for yourself or for just your country people.
Yeah.
So it enhanced that perception for me. Yeah, and it made me even learn to improvise, learning other people's language and trying to inculcate it in freestyles on stage and that. I mean, it's a nice thing to do.
Oh, that's very, very nice. And Amsterdam should be waiting for you. You come soon. They should relax.
Yeah, will come.
Yeah, we'll be there soon live. Nemo will be in charge.
The album is a journey. He mentioned that from the moment God told him to make music through the hardships. This is an album that carries weight. But before we close out, I wanted to know, where does AratheJay go from here?
So quick one here. This year, expectations. You've released the Odyssey, and we are looking forward to certain things. So if you can put us on, what should we be expecting this year from Nemo, AratheJay?
I mean, expect the best, you know. Expect great things. Yeah, I mean, it is said or it is written that it is not what is about to happen are not the things that is in our minds. You know,
Yeah.
I'm thinking great things though, but I know God is about to blow our minds. I believe that so much.
For real, man, Charlie. All right,
we are looking to not doing Alliance Française, maybe, you know, we are looking to moving out of Alliance this year, you know, something like that. We are looking to maybe a tape, you know, I mean, pray for us. Yeah, pray for us.
Yeah, Charlie. We'll always have your back, and you know, we'll mention your name in prayers and everything. It's going to work out pretty good. But this has been such a genuine and insightful conversation. You're a really deep guy. One day we'll go meet the vibe more, Charlie. We will really meet and have a very good conversation. I really appreciate you jumping on the line, Charlie.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, have a wonderful day with your session, the rest of the day with your session and everything.
Thank you.
You're welcome, bro, Charlie. All the best, yeah?
Yes, sir.
All right.
So there you have it, guys. AratheJay, born in Ghana, raised in Kenya, wore a mask so the world would focus on the message. He wrote his biggest song from a place of brokenness, built an album that has crossed 10 million streams, and still says every time he steps on a mic, it's not a performance, it is a ministration. That is what I love about these calls. You get the person behind the sound. If this conversation meant something to you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe whenever you listen, follow the show, and I'll catch you on the next one.